Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the All Red Math Show. It's your friendly neighborhood math teacher, Mr. Allred. Today is a very exciting day because we're going to talk about lesson 7, which is called Back in Time. This lesson is about position, rate, and time. And in this lesson, you'll make sense of a different model for multiplying positive and negative numbers. So we spent most of lesson 6 talking about floating in groups with floats and anchors. This is just a different model for multiplication that I think will continue to help you understand how to multiply and divide positive and negative numbers, mostly multiplying today. In today's lesson, you'll represent the product of signed numbers using rate of change, time, and position, and you'll explain why the product of two negative numbers is positive in the context of rate, time, and position. This video will talk about how to get started on slides 1 through 7. It'll ask you to pause the video when I need you to go back to these Desmos slides, which again are called Back in Time, and work on them. And so the Edpuzzle video will prompt you and tell you when to do that. We'll start here with slide 1, which is the warm-up. In slide 1, your job is to press play to watch this short animation with Tim and Tam, and then to write a story about Tim and Tam. So I'll play it for you here. You can see they're going kind of in opposite directions. Please notice there's a number line on the bottom of the, I guess you can call it a track. And on one side, it's negative 10 feet, negative 20, negative 30. The other side's 10, 20, and 30. If you watch the animation one more time, you can see it one more time. Your job is to write a story about Tim and Tam. So use your creativity, write a story about Tim and Tam, and go work on slide 1, and then come back to Edpuzzle. Awesome job there, guys. On slide 2, your objective is to complete the table. It says that Tim and Tam each walk at a constant rate. Maybe you notice that as you watch their animation first. Here it says they walk at a constant rate. Your job is to complete the last row of the table. And it says to note positions are measured from the shell stripe. So the shell stripe is that blue or red stripe there in the middle of their shell. So as you might see, it says that Tim has gone 2.5 feet after 1 minute. He's gone 5 feet after 2 minutes. He's gone 7.5 feet after 3 minutes. Truth is, he has a constant of proportionality in regards to his speed, and so does Tam. Tam goes negative 5 feet after 1 minute, negative 10 feet after 2, negative 15 feet after 3. So maybe you can find the constant of proportionality there, and that might help you complete the last row in the table, which please note is talking about 6 minutes. It doesn't go straight to 4 or 5 minutes. It goes just 6 minutes there on slide 2. So go take some time, work on slide 2, and then come back here to Edpuzzle. Awesome job, guys. On slide 3, it's going to auto-load your table from the previous screen, and then it's going to tell you that Tim's rate of change is 2.5 feet per minute. Your job is to find Tam's rate of change. Please note that it already says feet per minute in there, so all you have to do is type a number, like 6 or whatever you think it is. Then your job is to explain your thinking. So please use detailed words and describe how exactly you found what you thought Tam's rate of change was. Please be specific. Go work on slide 3 and come back to Edpuzzle. Awesome job here, guys. On slide 4, it's going to tell you what Tam's rate of change is. It's going to ask you where you think Tam will be in 3 2/10 minutes. So think about where Tam is going, which direction he's going in, what his rate of change is, and see if you can figure out where he'll be in 3.2 minutes. Go give it a shot on slide 4, and then come back to Edpuzzle. Finally, here next on slide 5, it says Tam's rate is negative 5 feet per minute. This one's different because it says where was Tam 3 2/10 minutes ago. So where was he back in time 3 2/10 minutes ago? If you figure out where he was 3 2/10 minutes from now on the previous slide, you might be able to figure out where he was 3 2/10 minutes ago. So back in time on slide 5. Go give it a shot and come back to Edpuzzle. Awesome job. On slide 6, it says what it means. It says one student wrote the following equation to determine Tam's position on the previous screen, so where he was 3.2 minutes ago. Your job is to try to explain what you think the negative 5 means, what you think the negative 3.2 represents, and finally what you think the 16 represents on slide 6. Okay, so I want you to go work on slide 6 and then come back to Edpuzzle. And then the next thing I want you to do is on slide 7, I just want you to take your first stab at it here on this card sort. We're totally going to work on this in class tomorrow, but this is your first take at it here on the card sort, slide 7. I want you to try to sort the cards based on whether or not you think the final answers are positive or negative. Keep in mind that you can use some of the things you think you might have uncovered in lesson 6 as well, which is called floating in groups. And you might be able to take some things that you've learned here from slides 1 through 6, things you think you might know. Go ahead and give it a shot there on slide 7. After you're done with slide 7, you're good to go for now here on lesson 7. Please keep in mind that in class tomorrow, we'll do a pretty good job of reviewing some of the key slides between slides 1 through 7, and then we'll try to move on to activity 2 of the lesson tomorrow in class. Again, thank you so much for your participation and your effort. I really appreciate it. Make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Bye-bye now.